technological companies, technological. Is that the word? Is that even a word? Yeah, technological. I've said it too many times now.
And it's like 20
Okay, I can't stop.
2-hour movie, and you've already had every imaginable thing happen. You think,
slick.
What's going to happen in the next hour and 40 minutes?
She's sliding.
Just when you think we've seen the last act or it can't get any crazier, it gets crazier. And this has been steadily since 2020.
Alrighty, folks. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse of the transition from where I fed cows to home. It's less, way the crow flies, probably half a mile, maybe less. But anyways, this is more of a political video, so if you don't want to watch a political video, better stop here. Anyways, those of you that are left, this country's jacked up right now. From voter fraud to this pandemic to these social media platforms, from Twitter to Parler, which Parler doesn't exist anymore because Amazon pulled it, so Parler no longer exists. There was another one, I think it's called Gab. Apple, and there was another, maybe it was Microsoft, whichever it was, but like Apple, you can't get Gab app on an Apple phone. At least I can't, because I tried it and it doesn't show up. And I tried to figure out why, and Apple rejected Gab. Twitter officially banned Donald Trump for life from Twitter, the president. So that's pretty, that's got some cojones right there. Which I know with Trump having 80-some million followers, it won't affect Twitter in the least, because there's too many liberals, idiots, and Chinese people to keep Twitter on the up and up. So, my arm's getting tired. Let's try to switch here. There's excuse me. I don't know if that was the loader or the front suspension giving down, because it felt like it was in the tires, but maybe not. Anyways, if I die, I ain't gonna die. I'm not underneath the loader. Never mind. With everything, I can't hold the phone like that. With everything that's going on, Joe Biden is going to be our president. I don't think he'll be president for too long. I think Kamala Harris will be our new president. I'm gonna sit you on the loader tire, on the tire of the tractor. Kamala Harris will be our president. My prediction is sometime in June, or at least when it gets warm. So you know that right there, she's back crazy. And I'm not going to try to get too excited on here. I'm just stating some facts and opinions, and so I'm not going to get too ramped up and be throwing crap and having a meltdown. I'm trying to inform you the best I can. If some of y'all have probably seen, but there has been a lot of Democratic governors and senators and stuff like that are now getting on it's time to open schools, it's time to reopen the state, it's time to do this, time to do that. But up to this point, the last year, they have been screaming and stomping and jumping of need to shut everything down. So, which I knew that was going to happen, because my opinion, most of this COVID stuff is all political. I'm not denying that COVID isn't real, because it is. But I think they have used it to build their agenda to the way that they want it. There's a lot going on, and there's people been out there. Hey, there's no, if there was any evidence, the Republican judges and the Supreme Court, they would have, found it and prosecuted people correctly. They couldn't find any, but as I tell people, evidence can be destroyed. Don't think that, there wasn't fraud, because there was. And if you want to know, all you got to do is do math, okay? And I think there's 150 some odd million registered voters. And the polls that I have looked at, they have taken, they said that there was the highest turnout ever of 68%. 68% of registered voters come out and voted. So if you do the math on that, that's roughly, it's about 100 million, roughly. A little better than 100 million. But then when you take the 81 million that Biden got and the 74 million that Trump got, you add them together, it gives you 155 million. So mathematically, right there, doesn't add up. And there's been other states that have reported, like I think it was Arizona. They done their, I'm gonna call it their poll on how many voted to registered voters, and they come up with that 101% of registered voters voted. So if that's not a sign of voter fraud, I don't know what is. And I'm sure, and I'm almost positive, that every election there has been some form of voter fraud. So, this isn't the first time, and, but this is the first time it's been so drastically done, in my opinion. And truthfully, after the election in Georgia, I don't know if I will ever vote again. Reason being, because Georgia used that Dominion electronic voting, which, there was hackers said that, within 6 minutes they could get into it and change it however they wanted to. And I think from this day forward, from here on out, if they use electronic ballots for that company of Dominion, there's really no point of any conservative ever voting, because the Democrats, the liberals, whatever you want to call it, will just skew the election, excuse me, in their favor. So anyways, sorry, about dropped you, sitting in my hand. Anyways, I'm going to stop here for the moment and go inside and warm up, because it's pretty chilly. And my phone is losing power like crazy. I also look for a lot of companies to go back overseas, because when Biden or Kamala Harris puts all the regulations and whatever else that Trump had lifted a few years ago, I know he got rid of over 600 what are they called? I mean, the regulations, that might be exactly what they're called, but he lifted over 600 of them, which allowed a lot of business to be able to come back to America or open up a new business, because of, things were kind of moving right along very well. And I look for a lot of small businesses not to ever reopen. Go ahead. What?
Lily's done with it.
Huh?
Lily's done with it.
Okay, go put it on the shelf, please.
Okay.
But that's my opinion on that. As soon as he is inaugurated, that he's going to make it mandatory that everybody wears a mask for 100 days. Yeah. Update on the truck. Just a crappy set of batteries. That's all it was. I'm thankful. Alrighty, I'm back. Warmed up. I'm sitting in my kitchen. I would show you my living room, but it's a horrendous mess because I made all my kids bring out all their toys to go through and to keep what they only want to keep and get rid of what they don't play with no more. It's like pulling teeth. I swear. Anyways, back to this little political conundrum that the United States is getting ready to go through. What? Well, you have another basket there, and try and get rid of some of your stuff. Anyways, we're about to go through some tough times. And this is my opinion. The first 12 to 18 months, guess you can use that one. The first 12 to 18 months, from henceforward, it's going to be hunky-dory because the Democrats are going to throw out all kinds of money to us. And it's going to give us a false economy. And then what we're going to be faced with is hyperinflation. And if you don't know what hyperinflation is, basically, in my terms, dumb terms, is you're used to paying $2.29 for a bottle of pop. Well, then it's going to be $5.59 for a bottle of pop. A loaf of bread, if it's $3 now, it'll be $9 later. It's going to be somewhat like the Great Depression. And this goes without saying. I've seen a couple of comments and people have left me that I complain as usual. Well, I am complaining. I'm fussing. And if it makes you mad, it makes you mad. But my advice to everybody is when you go to the grocery store, buy a couple extra cans of canned food, dry food, stuff that will keep a good while, like beans, dried beans, peas, any kind of canned good, really. Just to have on hand. And I don't mean like, we're going to go into like some kind of famine. What I'm meaning is while things are still the prices are still down on food, it might be wise to buy up a little bit at a time to kind of have a reserve, so to speak, because I really do. I really think things are going to take a huge hike. I think we really are going to... What? Gimme. I think there is going to be some hyperinflation. I better watch. I'll let my coffee cup fall off my knee. This spring and summer, I would advise everybody to put out some kind of garden. I mean, if it's just to eat on through the summer to help with a grocery bill. I'm not some kind of doomsday prepper or conspiracy theorist, whatever. I'm just, anything to lighten the load a little bit. So, I think that's all for now. If I think of anything, I'll put it in this clip here somewhere. So, thanks for watching, guys. Comment if you'd like. Subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, and as always,